Tanner, can you just talk about, you had playing behind Kyler last year, and then Austin leaves, Jalen comes. Your just overall look at the quarterback situation at Oklahoma these last 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, I was pretty lucky to be behind Kyler and see how he does things. When Austin left, me and Schaefer were the only quarterbacks on campus, and then Jalen came, and we're all competing in spring ball, and that's how it's been.
John?
What was last year like for you to come into this program that's, established quarterbacks and back-to-back Heisman Trophy winners? From your perspective, what was that like?
Yeah, it was awesome. Again, watching Kyler and how he, brought himself about and won the Heisman and brought the team to the playoff, and how he handled himself, it's pretty cool to watch.
And then your growth as a quarterback, you got in what, couple games?
Yeah, couple of games. Try to do my best. Try to learn from Austin Kendall and Kyler and see how they were doing things, and just try to get better every day.
Jason Kersey?
Yeah, Tanner, what is it having a guy like Jalen with all of his experiences and his success added to the quarterback room?
Oh, yeah. Obviously, he's been to the national championship. He's won a lot of games. Have the utmost respect for that, for sure. How he carries himself, and just watching that's pretty cool, too.
Ryan Avery?
Yeah, Tanner, obviously a lot of attention on Jalen and him coming here, and I think a lot of people just assume he's going to be the starter. What is it about you and your game that you feel like gives you an opportunity there?
I feel like I'm a really competitive guy. I'm a team guy. I put my best foot forward every time and compete as hard as I can.
Eric Bailey?
Tanner, I just want to know, just what was your perspective that week where you hear Jalen Hurts is going to come make a visit, at the same time Austin Kendall's looking to move on? What was life like for you then during that time?
I knew, no matter what the situation was, I was going to, compete, be in the film room, do everything I can.
Tyler?
Tanner, Ryan mentioned, what did you learn maybe last year from Kyler? What did you learn maybe from Austin Kendall as he went through a very similar situation as you, a competition with somebody who comes in really highly touted? What did you learn watching that competition play out last fall?
Yeah, for sure. Austin's a great quarterback. He did things right. He's a team guy. He got after it every day, and he's preparing to be the starter every single day. Can't do anything else. So I have a lot of respect for Austin.
For those of us that hadn't got to see you play a bunch, what are your strengths, do you feel like, as a quarterback?
Like I said, I think I'm a competitive guy. I like to win a lot and hate losing. I'm a team guy, put the team first, try to command the offense and put us in the best position possible.
John Hoover?
Yeah, Tanner, Jalen comes in and he's being applauded for his leadership. He was a starter as a freshman. He's a coach's kid and all that stuff. From your perspective, how do you cut into that? Because that's a big part of being the quarterback at Oklahoma, is leading the team, leading the offense. How do you, with your limited playing experience, how do you kind of make up that ground?
Well, right now we're in spring ball, and we're doing things equal to each other, and I'm just trying to win over the team as he is, and spring ball is kind of our platform right now, and try to go out there and perform. Is that
a quality that's hard to get your finger on as a young quarterback? How to lead? I mean, you did it in high school, obviously, but
yeah, for sure. It's a whole different team. New guys. I'm young in the locker room. There's guys been here for really long, and of course they have my respect, and they've been through things I haven't been through, so I have to win them over as well.
You worked with Kyler's dad, right? Can I ask Kevin, how did that go, and how did he help you develop?
Kevin's been really good to me. I've been working with him since I was a freshman in high school, and yeah, he's taught me a lot of things about being a quarterback and throwing the ball the right way, and being a leader, and being a student in the game. So yeah, he's helped me a lot.
Were you still bouncing things off of him even while competing with Kyler for the job here at OU?
Yeah, for sure.
How did that go?
It was good. I saw him in the summer before fall camp a couple times, and yeah, I mean he was always really helpful. He's always been helpful, and I'm lucky to have him.
Jason Kersey.
Yeah, Tanner, what in your few months you've been here, given all the history of great quarterbacks at Oklahoma, what have you learned about the sort of responsibility that comes with being a quarterback at Oklahoma, the history, all those kinds of things?
Yeah, it's just standard here for quarterbacks. Really high standard, higher than anybody else, and we have to keep that standard. As Kyler leaves and as Baker left, Kyler took it over and he withheld it, and that's what's expected for the next guy.
John.
Just one more on Jalen. Watching him work he's a grad transfer and a senior and all that, and he's played in national championships. Watching him work, does that impress upon you as well? Certain things that you can take from him?
Yeah, of course. I can always learn from other guys, learn from my competition, and try to use that to get better for myself.
Eric Bailey.
Through the first 5 practices, what have you learned about these incoming freshman wide receivers? What are their strengths, and how quickly are they learning the game?
They're special, yeah. They're really good dudes. They can play. That's why they were ranked so high, and that's why they're here. And they enrolled early. They gave up that last semester of high school, and they're balling out there, and they're working really hard. So we're glad to have those guys for sure.
Gary Murdoch.
Tanner, I know you come to Oklahoma, you expect to play with some special players, but watching CeeDee Lamb, you knew he was a good player when you signed here, but just seeing his development over the last year, is he just one of those guys you look at and you're like, I kind of thought people like that existed, but I wasn't sure?
Yeah, he's no doubt. He's a freak, yeah. Incredible athlete, really good receiver. He goes getting the ball better than anybody else, and he's a stud.
Jason Kersey.
Yeah, Tanner, you got into the first 2 games last year. I'm wondering what that was like getting onto the field for the first time in this stadium, and also are you happy that the redshirt rule changed when it did, whereas previously the second you step on the field you burned your year?
Right. Yeah, I'm pretty lucky that it changed whenever I came. I just try to take those reps as meaningful as possible, take what the defense gave me, and do what I was supposed to do. But yeah, the red shirt rule's pretty cool.
Lee, back.
Tanner, with all the turnover on the offensive line and with Creed out, what's it been like working with those guys this spring? And then since you're returning and Jalen's new, does it feel like maybe you have a little bit of a leg up there since you're more familiar with some of the guys?
Yeah, those guys, it's obviously a new line, but they've gotten way better every single practice, and they're just keeps taking that step forward every day, and I think they're doing a great job.
Gary.
Is there, for you, everybody's focusing on Jalen, his history, and that he's played, in big games and things, but is there anything you kind of take out of, like, seeing a guy like Baker play here that people, looked at him as an underdog? Do you feel like you have some of that same kind of attitude when you're out there on the field?
Yeah, I think so. Like you said, whenever he came, I don't think anybody expected him to do anything. Trevor Knight just came off a pretty good year, and he won the job. So yeah, I for sure have thought about that. Obviously, Jalen's done a lot of great things at Alabama, and people also believe he's a great quarterback as he is. But I'm trying to put my best foot forward as well and just compete every day in spring.
Is it teaching you something about blocking out the outside world a little bit too?
I try not to really listen to Twitter and TV shows and stuff like that. I know the opinions matter that are inside that facility, and everyone else they don't see what we do every day and what we do and how we work, so it's hard for them to have a meaningful opinion.
Couple more, Jason.
Yeah, I think last year a lot of people assumed going in that Kyler was going to win that job. So going into this year where Jalen has all this experience, did you learn anything from maybe the way Austin conducted himself last year through that competition?
Yeah, for sure. I think Austin kind of blocked out the idea that Kyler was for sure going to start, and I think he, like I said, I think he just put his best foot forward every single day, and didn't listen to the other Twitter antics and everything else, and he listened to Coach Riley and the other coaches that see his work, and he listened to those opinions and just kept fighting.
Okay, last one, Kerry Murdoch.
You were asked about those young guys and asked about CD, but how much of that is the key? Just being able to make plays with those guys, or let them make plays. I don't know how you look at it. Is you put the ball out there for them to make the plays, or you got to make the plays throwing it to them?
Yeah, I think it goes both ways. I mean, they have to do their job, not to do mine, and that comes with practice and throwing routes on air, and in the winter, whenever it's just offensive guys throwing routes in the indoor. I think that all kind of plays a part, and we got to get used to each other and have chemistry and for it all to work.
Did you, with like Grant and CD and guys that have been around, you feel like you've developed a little bit of that with them?
For sure, yeah. Like I said, in the winter, 7-on-7, routes on air, and then leading up to spring, it's been a lot of reps and a lot of throws, so for sure getting better.
All right, thank you, Tanner. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Tanner Schaefer next.